So if Slipstream is already up and Claren activates her down B, it will not destroy the wind tunnel, right?
It is considered like a stage property at that point. I would think it is in like the code rather than a projectile at that in that particular state.
That makes a lot of sense.
But there's certain ones that are kind of weird with the bubble. For example, Crag Downby is not considered a projectile in that case. Or Zetterburn Fire on the Ground is considered a projectile. So it's pretty inconsistent, I would say, to how the game treats cases like that.
Oh, and a rare case of starting on forest floor.
I love starting on forest floor. I agree with this wholeheartedly. I'm not really sure. I think Moob probably chose the stage for the last ban, because I think that's pretty decent for Claren getting some good early Dacus kills on it.
Yeah.
With the low ceilings.
I can see that.
Because definitely not a raster stage, I would say. Not bad for raster by any stretch.
No, and by virtue of Raster being a strong character, he doesn't have any stages on which he's particularly bad. But this one doesn't have any of the elements that really let him get that cheese that he's looking for. Although the short top blast zone is helpful with those neutral kills.
True. Snowstorm is showing a significantly different kind of raster, I think. Like, there's definitely elements that are similar, but it's kind of a different options just being used right off the bat from what we were just looking at. Seeing more of like the dropping tornadoes
like
and whatnot.
Yeah, he's regularly closer to the ground, it seems, than Tronark.
I thought he was going to up B, but yeah, forward clap was definitely a safer option, and will take the first stock of the set. It seems to be going in the favor of just overwhelm the Clarens, so they don't really have time to defend possibility I was bringing up at the beginning. Because he's not able to throw anything.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. Snowstorm is taking the tempo of this match and placing it completely in his favor.
Moob almost air dodging into the up smash, but still using those invincibility frames to get through it still. A good recovery, but ready with the forward strong.
Oh, I like that holding back on the second hit of up B. Ultimately still gets clapped.
Even when down 2 stocks, his ledge boosts just to get in the face of the opponent are still looking pretty consistent. Down to air to the up strong, yeah. Well, definitely purple at 100% on this stage on Raster.
Yeah, that's wild. Snowstorm is so dash dance heavy. He's really looking to bait out those big Claren swings and then rush in to get his own stuff started.
Yeah, with the grounded slipstream, you can get really far with like dash attacks, and then you can just jump cancel almost out of them, and just kind of get a lot started from like the initial dash in or dash attack or like the jump nair there, as you see as like his main approach tools are. And then using slipstream is actually as a recovery tool there to give himself more drift towards the stage.
Oh, that was a nice pickup with the soft up smash. Still taking it. I don't think a Snowstorm was ready to DI that one.
Yeah, absolutely not. That literally Moob trying to just end the game so he can claw his way back up from what was looking like a really hard. I think it was a 3-stock comeback he had to do.
Oh yeah, absolutely. And this is now anyone's game.
Oh yeah, and I would say one like good raster hit, Moob's dead, and that would be it. Oh, he lives. Or one like
he's fishing.
One good like Nair Dacus would kill raster at this point, I think. Absolutely now.
Yeah,
barely.
that DI on the forward air.
He was looking for the Nair, the kind of drift back nair. So he was DIing not the right direction for what he was wanting. But Moob
Oh yeah.
almost clawed that
Definitely.
back. But Snowstorm ultimately taking game 1.
Yeah. Ultimately, though, as Moob, that's a good feeling game 1. After that super rough start, clawing your way back, that sets you up pretty confidently for the next game.
And a counterpick I agree with. I think this is a fantastic stage for Claren if you want to focus more on playing it a little bit slower, waiting for them to come back to the stage a lot more often than just running off and getting early kills because of the platforms.
Absolutely. They're like extra hitboxes that Claren gets to put around the stage to control space. So she puts her hitboxes where the platforms aren't and just forces people to maneuver around that.
Exactly. Well, that substream is like basically the same color as the background. I won't be able to see it sometimes. The down tilt train has begun.
Yeah, it's like it's the quick time event edge guard.
Down tilt, double jump, down air, up B. Snowstorm
Oh,
getting
yep.
a quick up air train into like 50%. Racked on so quick.
Yeah, that was wild. And with that, Snowstorm is taking control of tempo this game again.
We mentioned it at the beginning of the when Torque was first shown on the stream, but notice how Snowstorm throws Slipstream towards the opponent fairly consistently. He's
Yeah,
also
that's
been
true.
using it as just like an extra damage tack on, like the down air from earlier. Just getting a little bit more damage.
Yeah, and it makes a lot of sense in this matchup because Claren has to calculate her hits so much because of the extra delay that she sacrifices for that range. Interrupting one of her moves is really significant.
That hitting is crazy. It was such an inner hitbox. Getting
Yeah,
the
that
back
was
air
wild.
tipper, opting to do F tilt instead of Dacus. I didn't think he was ready for the tipper there.
Oh, coming in with a jab, gets him with the dash back F tilt. And edge guarding situation, but it can be tough for
It's
Claren
been
to cover
reversed.
super high recovery. Unless
Almost
she goes the up B route.
almost a scary reversal situation there with the down
Oh,
air
yeah.
trade. Just looking for anything to hit at this point. Kind of a awkward percent for Claren. There you go. The nair into forward smash will certainly take it at that high percent. And then rolling 3 times as a victory, I suppose. The rival spot dodge.
Oh yeah. Oh, comes in with that clap move, ready for it this time though. In recovering position.
Yeah, adapting significantly better to kind of being ready for the forward claps that have been thrown out. Can't be ready for
Oh,
that
no.
one, I suppose, though. Just as I say that. But he's been working around them a lot better, keeping it a lot closer.
Yeah, and that was another example of what you were talking about with him using that side bead as a combo tool.
Down air into the up B just for the damage. Interesting. Moves
Alright,
rolling a
respecting
lot.
each other a little bit. Moob decides to jump in.
I think there's a little bit of nerves on Moob's side because I see him rolling when I think he's meaning to like wave dash in or do like a wave land a lot of the time. Double side B is the recovery. I suppose that works if he's not on that side of the stage. In a precarious spot now, though. Back air. Waiting for the drift in and then get hit in that up smash.
Yeah, that was excellent coverage. He committed to that right as Moob showed off which jump arc he was going with. And then in that position, unless Moob nairs right away, and even then they might have traded, so that was a tough spot for him to be in.
And now another type of counterpick idea of, and I think it can go either way. It's kind of a volatile stage. Treetop is pretty good for Claren, since you get to just kind of control a lot more space for free because of your range.
Yeah.
It's weaker. It can be good for rush downs because there's not really much space to have to run now. But definitely stronger for Claren, I think, in this case.
Yeah, you can see the stages have been getting progressively smaller as Moob is like finding a pick to deal with his dash dance style raster, trying to get the stage to box him in for him.
Less stage to dash dance, less raster to deal with is, I think, the intention.
Exactly.
I like the 3 down tilts, just like, don't approach me. I know you want to dash dance.
Oh yeah, now Moob has his stuff started. He's in his comfort zone. Oh, and just as I say that's no. Oh.
If he pressed the neutral B button, he would have been dead. Moob lucky to be alive at this point in time.
That was absolutely terrifying.
Not quite converting that into anything. Getting the tipper, not into the tipper Dacus, but the Dacus nonetheless.
Oh, now Moob showing off the spacing with the run back F tilt, taking stage control. Another conversion to soft F smash though.
In a much closer game so far, going back and forth.
Yeah, you can tell Moob loves this stage.
And I think this is the first time he's had a lead this entire set so far. So definitely working with his comfort zone well. But there's the Moob that we know. Absolutely loving runoff dare, though I respect it as a runoff dare guy myself.
If there's the hint of a promise of down air, Moob will be there trying to take it. Oh, even there, trying to go for it. Interrupted by the forward air from Snowstorm.
Oh, that almost...
Oh, what an interruption!
That could have killed on the wrong DI, but Snowstorm just getting the correct DI to barely live that. Nair taking it at 160, though. That's pretty understandable. Even if you were ready with the DI, it's still going to be kind of a difficult DI. And get the ledge boost fair, getting just that one hit to make sure the second hit didn't interrupt the Galaxy.
Yeah, this is sick. Moob really starting to turn up the heat. Oh, another opportunity by Snowstorm. He's been really good at like weaving out just enough to come back in and land that up air juicy combo starter that Raster loves so much.
Kind of feeling lost at this point, though, because he keeps on getting these strings, but he's not finishing them this particular match. Oh my god!
Yeah. Oh, is that it by Moob? No, not quite.
That could have been the craziest sequence of all time if he got to finish it somehow. Moob really good at like finding the craziest ledge boosts into things. Not afraid to like
one end of the stage and then suddenly he's in your face.
At the edge of the blast zone, waiting for you. That was tipper. I think that Snowstorm was agreeing with that sentiment of that was a tipper. I'm not ready with the DI either. Moob taking game 3.
So, if you're Snowstorm here, what are you looking to pick? And likewise, Moob, what do you think Moob bans here?
Moob is going to ban, so he doesn't have to deal with Forest Floor or FD at this point. You ban like Tempest, you ban like Gates at this point, and then you ban like Merchant Port probably. Yeah,
that makes a lot of sense. Because we've seen like the larger the stage gets, the more Thronork has been able to take advantage of that slightly faster spacing.
But yeah, I'm not sure how Snowstorm does on those stages because I haven't seen him play too often. But the safe pick of Jules Vale for game 4 seems to be a good choice overall. Will Moob be able to bring it to game 5? Or will Snowstorm's counter pick work out? Sour hit jab on Claren is really funny to me because it doesn't do anything. Like no one really loses. You take 3% and then you just move on. Like the neutral doesn't change.
Yeah, it's like a high five. Yeah, man, we're playing neutral.
Having different plans of neutral with more getting things off of up airs for raster combos. That killed absurdly early.
Ooh.
It was at like 60. Not ready at all, I suppose. Not expecting someone to throw a kill move at mid-percents.
Yeah, we've seen that both from Bronork and from Snowstorm. Just mixing in that early F smash. It's so brutal.
It does have. It's a really good knockback, and with the expected quick of aerials instead of the smash attacks, you're usually wanting to DI out and get out of the way. Not quite getting the tech you wanted, and Snowstorm dying 70%.
Yeah, it looked like he just barely made. Oh,
Parry
and
up B.
immediate up B punish.
I don't know what we were saying before, but yeah, that was a crazy parry instant up B. Like there was like no time in between. No second thought.
Yeah, a lot of the times, as you increase in level, rasters will stop going for the immediate up B because they know they can get a better punish. But that's when it becomes a scarier option because you start not instinctively DIing for it.
The gears were turning there. I'm scared to what the plan was there. Tipper killing it also absurdly early. This game has been wacky DI and just kind of insanely back and forth.
Yeah, it feels like they're both getting to that point where they're slightly more comfortable converting more extensively off their hits.
In a precarious spot, not the sweet spot, so you won't quite die, but he will die off of the next big hit, I would say. Or
oh no, and he dips too low.
an unfortunate
that's a tragic
SD.
end.
I'm schmoovin'. You can't really watch on your phone right now, Sag. You are schmoovin', Snowstorm. This is very true. Your schmoovement is quite good, I would say. It's fascinating. You're a very grounded raster, I would say. So it's been interesting to watch.
Oh yeah, super cool.
Next on the docket, we have Alberta's Own Pie versus Trace. So that will be an exciting match.
This is Forsburn versus Rano.
True. This is a controversial matchup opinion because I learned about this this the other day. Apparently, some people think Forsburn beats Rano.
Oh.
And that's crazy to me from just like our provincial perspective, but I kind of get it.
Yeah, I could see that. Do you know what the arguments are? Like,
I don't remember the particular arguments. If anyone in chat remembers any of the particulars to it, feel free to let us know. But I think
we have our resident Forsburn expert in the chat. Pi, what do you think of this matchup? Oh, Clone eats all the needles. That's interesting.
that is absolutely valid.